Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt, the ReliefFactor.com East Coast Studios, back inside the Beltway, joined now by United States Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas. Good morning, Senator Cotton.
Good morning, Hugh. Hope you're doing well.
I am. Thank you for joining me. First question, Richard Burr, chairman of Intel, the committee on which you serve, said last week there had been no evidence presented to the committee of collusion or conspiracy between the Russians, Donald Trump, or Donald Trump's campaign. Do you agree with Senator Burr's assessment?
I agree with Senator Burr. I've seen no evidence of any kind of collusion or conspiracy, only evidence of meddling by Russia. To my knowledge, every Democrat on the committee, such as Mark Warner and Dianne Feinstein, who's spoken on the issue, has agreed with Senator Burr as well.
And so why do you think it's taking Special Counsel Mueller so long to wrap this up?
Hugh, I don't know all the angles that Bob Mueller is pursuing. Most of that occurs behind the cloak of grand jury secrecy. If you believe the media reports, that special counsel investigation has obviously expanded far beyond its original mandate, as these things tend to do. But I can't give you a specific reason why it's taking so long. I do think it would be in the best interest, not only of the president, but the entire country, for the special counsel's investigation to follow the facts to their appropriate conclusions as quickly as possible.
All right, now I want to turn to your Wall Street Journal piece last week, Reform the Prisons Without Going Soft on Crime. Why is this even a debate? What is going on inside the Senate that would occasion you having to make the obvious point that if you release criminals, you're going to get more crime?
So, Hugh, there's been a push by the Democrats and a handful of Republicans in the Congress for years to substantially cut mandatory minimum sentences and give judges more discretion to reduce those mandatory minimums even further. That failed in 2016, in part because I opposed it. Because, as you say, if you release serious criminals from jail, if you shorten sentences for serious criminals, you will incur more crime. And my sympathy, frankly, lies with the victims of those past crimes and the victims of those future crimes than it does with criminals who are sitting in prison. Now, because of that loss 2 years ago, a lot of people said, well, let's focus on area where we have common ground, which is prison reform. Part of the problem here, Hugh, is the recidivism rate. That's why we shouldn't let criminals out of jail early or reduce their sentences. That is why we should, however, focus on drug rehabilitation and anti-recidivism programs like GED programs or skills training or so forth. Everyone deserves a second chance once they've served their time. The House passed a bill that's not perfect. It has some flaws. I'd like to work to change those flaws to improve the anti-recidivism programs without releasing people early from prison. Unfortunately, the movement in the last couple of weeks in the Senate behind the scenes has been towards a bill that will not fix those flaws, in fact, make some of them worse, while also substantially reducing mandatory minimums and giving a bunch of liberal judges, after 8 years of the Obama administration, more discretion to deviate downward from those mandatory minimums. That's a non-starter for me, and I believe the vast majority of Americans.
Well, there is a real problem here, which is in the middle of the opioid epidemic, which is a powerfully addictive series of drugs, which is flooding the United States and killed 72,000 people last year. There is a rising need for addicts to obtain the money to get what they must have because they are physically addicted and sick. Del Wilber was on earlier. He wrote this book called A Good Month for Murder about how violent crime has skyrocketed because of this. Do your colleagues not get the connection between the opioid epidemic, recidivism, and violent crime?
Some of them do, Hugh, but so many of them have been so ideologically committed to cutting mandatory minimums for so long that they're simply not accepting the facts in front of their face. In 2017, we had more drug overdoses than any other year in our history, 72,000. Unfortunately, the previous record was just 1 year earlier in 2016. Yet the proposal that is moving around the Senate behind the scenes right now would cut years off the sentences of heroin dealers and fentanyl dealers, even second and third time repeat offenders. That is the exact opposite of what we should be doing in the middle of the opioid crisis. If anything, we should be increasing mandatory minimums for fentanyl to reflect the fact that fentanyl is now traded on the streets as an illicit drug, often lacing other drugs, not used by pain management professionals in a clinic.
They had 70 overdoses in a park in New Haven last week because of fentanyl-laced marijuana. It's actually beyond comprehension that people would want to go soft on opioid dealers right now. Hugh,
you're letting it off easy. They had 70 overdoses in a park in New Haven by a drug dealer who had 4 prior offenses. 4 prior offenses, and Hugh, that drug dealer was out on parole when he was dealing those drugs.
Wow. Well, that story should end the debate, doesn't it? Doesn't that story just serve to end the debate right there?
One would think so, Hugh.
Well, good luck with that. Senator Tom Cotton, always a pleasure. By the way, Brett Kavanaugh going to get confirmed?
He will have his hearing, I think, starting 2 weeks from today, Hugh, and then I expect that the Senate will confirm him in a week or two after that. So by October 1, Judge Kavanaugh will be Justice Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Tom Cotton. Don't go anywhere, America.